welcome to the Men, the world's best boys podcast.
Welcome to Guys, podcast about guys. That is a Chris move, Felix, to do that. Try to usurp my.
I've never done that before.
I know, but you would love to. I do it on your show all the time.
I mean, that's going to throw people off. That will be the first time. I'm going to leave that in, and that will be the first time ever that somebody talked before Brian. And I am absolutely for it. I think it should happen more often.
No, one guy's allowed to do that. There is exactly one guy. Now, Gabrus is coming on the next episode.
Oh, I'm gonna send Gabrus a text message.
The guy who's way more popular than me.
I'm going to send a text message to Gabrus and tell him to do that as well.
Yeah. This
It'd be
week,
funny to like draw the line, like be like, it's okay for me to do it and not for him. Like this guy who's like, has it like way more listeners. Way more.
he will do it too. Chris has his phone number. Just text him and tell him to do it.
I'll send him a text message. Yeah,
Don't
I
do
always
that.
do. He doesn't. Yeah, I send him all kinds of things. Like, hey, what you doing, Gabrus?
He's my TV king. He's the one who will text you and be like, I just watched this show called Last Frontier about a guy in Alaska who's a cop. And he, the story of the show, he texted me like as soon as it started. He's like, a bunch of the worst criminals in the world are on an airplane and it crashes in Alaska. And there's only one cop.
Gabrus knows the shows that Brian and I like.
And I watched every episode. Like, so as soon as he said, like, this is what it is, I was like, this is the best show I've ever heard of in my entire life. And it is like the every week it's just a different guy that's like, this guy is the smartest bank robber of all time. This guy is the worst.
Yeah.
It has like 50% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Idiots.
I watch a lot of bullshit shows. I watch Goliath is my favorite. But Goliath's like kind of good, or at least it has like one season that's unambiguously like great and it has great performances. Reacher is my favorite bullshit show. Reacher did the best thing in the most recent season where they were like, okay, we're finally going to give like the henchman or the main bad guy, he has a henchman who's bigger than Reacher. Yeah, and he like kind of kicks Reacher's ass. And then there's like a wiener dad and his who's evil, who works for the bad guy, and a wiener son who's good. And the wiener son's like, Reacher, I want you to save me and my wiener dad, but how are you going to beat the strong guy? Are you afraid of him? And Reacher goes, I'm not afraid of him. I just haven't figured him out yet. And then like to show that he's figured him out in the next episode, Reacher just like kicks him in the nuts 50 times and drowns him. And it's like, I think that like you didn't need to like study. That kind of works on anyone.
Yeah. That's all of Reacher's solutions are. Like every time Reacher comes up with a solution, he's like, what if I punched a hole in it and see what happens in that? Yeah, he's like a kaiju.
He likes brute force. Brute force is definitely one of my favorite thing was when the guy who plays Reacher beat that guy up.
That was awesome.
Just reading all of the comments like, oh my God, this guy stepped up to Reacher. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I want to, besides SVU, that's the show I would want to guest star on the most, because I would love to be a guy who like just comes up to Reacher's like nipples or just probably below them and be like, get out of here, you stupid big piece of shit. I think I can intimidate him. He just rips my fucking head off.
Yeah, there's so many guys who just right off the bat should know that they'll get their ass kicked by Reacher, but they're like, fuck you, buddy.
Who do you think you are? This week on Guys, Felix said, I'll do any episode recently when I was talking to him. And I said, I'm going to find a good one. And then I decided he is a good guest for Las Vegas, guys. Now, here's a reason. I'm going to give you this reason real quick. Because I did a live show in Las Vegas and 8 people paid to see it and showed up. And it was the worst experience of my entire life. But
That's
you guys actually...
Well, because usually I grew up in the stand-up world, and they would always tell me that usually the best shows are the ones, you think it's not going to be good. There's only 10 people, but those turn out to be the best fucking shows, man.
Such annoying stand-up guy bullshit. Oh my God, that annoys me so much.
It is not. I've told this story a bunch of times, but there is a place called the Dive Bar. We do this show. They're like, you guys sold 8 tickets. You still got to do the show.
Oh man,
that's always a good sign when the venue's like, you still got to do the show. You have to do the show.
Because in my mind, it was like, let's just set a table up and we'll just sit at the table and hang out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like you guys are on the podcast, like it's a Sully Erna podcast or something, and you guys are all just sitting around a table and they're part of the show.
Yes. Yeah, that was my idea, and they were like, "No, you guys stand on stage for an hour."
Is he a sadist? What's wrong with him?
So the first thing I say when I get on stage is the Rat Pack fucking sucks. And this guy that has been sitting at the bar all day did not pay to get in. He's been there all day playing video poker at a place called the Dive Bar.
He has more respect in there than you guys do by far. Like, you know, he's earned way more money for the venue than you guys did.
He's the mayor of that venue on Foursquare. He's still using it.
He goes, "Get the fuck out of here then." So that was like the Las Vegas guy that is like also a Rat Pack guy just because he's in Vegas. He's at a punk bar, by the way.
Yeah.
And he gets mad. But then what ended up happening were there these two guys paid to get in, standing right next to the stage talking about professional wrestling for the entire thing. Is the only thing I could hear the whole time I was on stage was two guys talking about wrestling. And I was just like, I wanted to interrupt them and be like, you don't even know what you're fucking talking about.
So you didn't want to interrupt them to say, hey, can you guys stop talking at the show? You wanted to tell them what they had gotten wrong.
They had bad opinions. I wanted to tell them they had bad wrestling opinions.
I totally understand. I've had like time. When I like first moved here, I would like overhear people talking about like UFC stuff on the subway, and I'd be like, "Yeah, that's actually Michael Bisping actually does not really knock people down. He sort of fights like Joe Calzaghe," and it's just my mind would flash to a New York Post article that's like, "Annoying man beaten to death by entire train car."
The guy that watches The Dumbest Thing in the World thinks he's smart is what I always am like. That's me. I'm like, no, I'm not like that anymore. I promise. But there are a lot of wrestling fans that are like, nah, but actually, it's actually a really smart form of art. Like, no, it's not. It's guys faking beating each other up.
Yeah, it used to be like back in the day when they did real territory stuff. Then it was like that was different. But yeah, nowadays it's all watered down.
One of the top things about Vegas is that it's insanely expensive, apparently.
Oh, okay.
They got all these different rules. Now, I learned about this thing called the $20 sandwich. And what it is it's insanely good because it is because this show isn't about people who live in Vegas. This is about the people who make their whole life Vegas. They go to Vegas, like all their vacations are in Las Vegas. They go 3 times a year. When they're at home, all they talk about to their family is Las Vegas.
I got a comped room. They comped my room. They comped my bevos. Like,
Brian, a whale.
Brian, dude, would you say how many of these people, if any, would you say that they live in like a city or town that they otherwise wouldn't live in that has like the cost of living is lower so they can go to Vegas one more time a year?
The surprising amount of them are like from Arkansas. It's like Arkansas and Colorado.
That's awesome. I've been thinking about like that sort of stuff ever since I saw that post that we actually talked about on the episode of Chapo that you guys did today about the guy who's like, guess what? I got this meal for $3. And it's just like, the 2 most disgusting burger. They have like a handprint on them. They look like evidence. And like deviled eggs in various states of disconstruction. And he's like, this was $3. And he's like, I'm not even telling people what shitty part of upstate New York I live in because I don't want people to ruin it. And it's like, I wouldn't worry about that. But there are people who are living who probably lived in like a normal place. They lived in like St. Louis Park in the Twin Cities. And they're like, I could pay $300 in rent to live in a cave in Servant Falls, New York. And that's like one more Vegas trip every 18 months.
Yeah. So the first thing I learned about with Vegas that killed me is this $20 sandwich. Now, this is where, because you Google Vegas and you're like Googling tips and tricks, what it is you hand them your credit card and you hand them your ID to check in, you put $20 between it, which is already an insulting amount of money.
Dude, what year do they think it is?
Now.
They like the Rat Pack so much that they're doing like the exact tips the Rat Pack did during like the Cuban Missile Crisis, when there was like a shitload of money.
They're like, "Hey, you got any upgrades?"
And oh my God.
I just picture the types of people who are coming in there, who have done all their research, who are just trying to do the mafia. Yay, be nice if you had a few upgrades over here. Sonny gave them. And some guys will be like, I gave him $50, which is like whatever. But it's just such a weird, antiquated thing.
Yeah.
That sometimes works, obviously, but most of the time what happens is the person at the desk takes the money.
Says thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And just gives them the room they were going to give them.
Yeah, because they don't have they have no option to do anything else, right? It's like you're giving it to somebody who doesn't even have the like power to do that or whatever.
Right. Right. It's like going to like a laundry, like one of those laundromats that like will like clean like a pound of clothes for like $10.
Yeah.
And like you give them a $5 tip for your $10 laundry, and you're like, anyone leave their clothes here? You didn't pick them up when they were supposed to. And it's like, it's not like an airplane. Like presumably like within the next like day, they're going to get someone who is going to pay for the suite that costs like $20,000 a night if it's a good
that's
hotel.
what they think.
And like, it's like they're telling like Richard Branson or someone like, yeah, sorry, we can't actually give you the suite that has slaves that come with it because we just like gave it to a guy who gave us $20.
Yeah, that's really, they really do think they're gonna get like the presidential suite or whatever, some insane upgrade. I mean, that's really a different generation, I feel like. That's like, that's like our parents' generation of people.
They're doing it all the time these days. They're trying it all the time. This guy goes, I've had good results using the trick at Aria several times in the past when I check it. But when I checked in last month...
I'm sorry. I'm a little bit of a Vegas guy. I'm not.
Have you been to Vegas, Felix?
Yeah. So many times. And the last woman I like kind of dated for a while she lived in Vegas when we did that. And I'm like, my grandmother, the only like real like piece of instruction she ever gave me in my life was like never like become a big gambler because gambling's the Jews' vice. Don't worry, we're Jewish. It would be fucked up if we weren't. She said that. We were like Italian, but no, she always said that, and I was always like, "Shut up." I didn't say that, but I thought like, I was thinking it. But I am not like one of those guys who's like has the compulsion to lose like $50,000. I always have a set amount that I never go past. But I really enjoy gambling. I used to go to Atlantic City all the time, and when I went to Vegas like at least once or twice a year for a while. I always had like a reason to go. And when I started dating that girl, it was like, oh, this is awesome.
Oh,
but it was kind of like a shitty time for both of us to be dating anyone. So we would just go to some, one of those like stores that's like sells every type of candy and buy like a pound of candy and just like wordlessly play slot machines.
Smoke cigarettes,
the American dream.
Yeah, like chain smoking while eating candy. And like, yeah,
that's the thing I love about Vegas is you can still smoke indoors.
And it's
awesome.
Oh my God, awesome! But the Aria that's like I got a pretty cheap, nice suite the first time I like came to visit her there, because it's like you have to walk like not that far by Vegas standards. I guess it's kind of far, but like it's not like on the strip, and you have to like walk kind of far to any type of casino, and it's not as fun of a casino as like. Fucking, I guess, like Caesar's Palace,
Bellagio.
Yeah,
Bellagio.
That's the real ballers one.
Yeah.
That one's sick. My family went on a bunch of vacations right after 9/11 when no one wanted to fly. My dad was always, like, searching for a deal. And we went to Vegas, and my dad, He actually listened to my grandmother's advice, and he only gambled 50 cents the entire. That's probably the most he ever gambled.
That's not even fun. Like for me,
which like made me wonder, like, why the fuck did we come here then?
Yeah.
It was like 11.
I mean, my parents used to go too, and like the thing they would always say to us when they got back was like, "One thing you'll learn about Vegas," which they were never taking us. There's never a time.
Yeah, that was a later thing.
Take us anywhere.
Yeah.
But you're 13 and your parents are like, the thing about Vegas is you don't want to be there longer than 3 days. It's like, okay, it sounds like you didn't like it there.
It sounds like you had a terrible time. Were they just like in a worse mood than when they left?
I mean, they're the worst. I have said this before.
Did Brian just disappear?
I cannot imagine them ever having fun.
He got struck down by his parents.
I've never seen it. My dad, he's bowled some 300s. And that's when I assume he's at
cool.
Well, yeah, but then when it comes time...
Cool. Very cool.
It's uncool. But when it comes time to get the ring, when it comes time to get the little ring for bowling 300, this motherfucker goes, just give me one. I don't care. I'm never going to wear it anyway. So even the fact that he bowled a 300 wasn't enough for him to... bowled like 4 300s wasn't enough to really get him going. So I can't imagine him having fun out there anyway. And I talked recently, I did see some of his porno one time, and it was very conventional.
Like porno he made?
No, porno he watched. Because
the stuff he jacked off to is not adventurous enough for Brian's taste. He was kind of unimpressed.
Just not adventurous for anybody's taste.
It was just like girl on girl where there's not even really vaginal content. It's just rubbing her pussy through a see-through negligee.
I think it was even more. I think
was
it was even
grandma, or was that was someone else?
No, that's somebody else. He lives in another place.
Oh yeah, but a shock image was it was an old woman who she definitely had work done, but she looked good, and she was jacking 2 guys off. And I remember I was a kid at the time when someone sent it to me and was like, why is this a shock image? This isn't a guy's dick being blown apart. This is just
it's just a grandma.
He goes,
she's not even gross.
He would go to work today. We know he would rent it because he'd take us to the video store and then be like, I got to run an errand at the building around the corner. And then he would sneak back into the video store and go to the porno section. And which is such a dumb way so he'd come back around for the porno, but then I would go to his room the next morning to see what he rented. It's basically busty ladies playing with their boobs or whatever, just blonde busty ladies playing with their boobs. Cute. I know, it's quite. So this guy goes, the young clerk immediately snatched the $20 before he even started checking, saying, I'm sure we can find something nice for you. I ended up with a regular room on a low floor. I'm wondering.
It's okay. This is the other thing about it. I feel like these guys, half the reason for them to do it is it's so daring and exciting to try to game the system that they're oh my God, that was so cool. I said something to the concierge besides thank you.
Yes. And it is a story when you get home, oh yeah, he went right up to the counter. He handed the guy $20. We got a different room. Because the thing about these people is they're some of them do know the room they're ordering. I've seen that a few times, where they're no, I asked for this room, and then I asked for an upgrade, and the upgrade was worse. One of the guys, I have a guy on here that actually asked for an upgrade, and they just gave him an accessible room because they're bigger. You know what I mean?
but there's the rooms have prices to them, right?
I know.
So it's if I'm sure listen, if there's a room that costs $20 more, you can slip them a 20 and they'll be here's an upgrade for your room. But it's it's a business. It's this one costs $75 more. They're not just going to be yeah, sure. I guess maybe if there's very few people there, possibly, but I think for the most part, they're just going to follow the fucking rules of how much it costs.
This guy goes,
again, what if an actual guy who could pay for the room came in? Like, I assume they want to keep those open for that extremely likely possibility.
Yeah, in Las
also
Vegas, people like don't book ahead always. Like people, they probably do get some walk up traffic, like quite a bit of it in Las Vegas, and you would just
some famous guys.
Yeah, and but just in general, like unless there's so many extra rooms, and maybe somebody was feeling really nice, but it just really does seem like a really stupid way to waste your money. It's like, I guess you are in Las Vegas. You're throwing money away. So,
I will say it feels, the feeling of losing money by gambling is different than any other form. Like it feels.
I agree.
It really feels great, but
I love it.
It's like their feeble minds cannot withstand knowing of the concept of comps. Yes. They don't, like, anyone of average intelligence, if you tell them what comps are, they're like, oh, that exists to get, like, people who have a lot of money to gamble more. And when these guys hear about it, they're like, it's sort of like the people who think that, like, women don't really like sex and they just kind of do it to reward cool men for behaving coolly. It's like that, like, these hotels, like, they don't make money on comps. They don't, like, no one, it's like 50-50 whether the house wins, famously.
Yeah,
and
they make money on
gambling is just sort of like it has a mind of its own. You can't really like get mad whether you're the house or not. And they just like they give you a comp if you have the Aloha Vegas spirit. If they like your vibe, that's how they decide the comps. Is like based on like maybe how impressive your one-liners are at the blackjack table, like things like that, are what they're deciding. How much you look like Jimmy Buffett. Yeah. Oh my God, you look like our prophet, Jimmy Buffett.
This guy goes, I booked a basic king 924 to 928. The Aria was sold out on 926. I was not giving another type of room, but we did get a strip view of the highest floor, 54, and a treat was sent to our room. Maybe I could have got it for free, but worth it to me.
So like a hotel pillow mint.
It was like a chocolate or something, definitely. Like the dumb guy, like, all right, some idiot gave us fucking $40. Let's like send him up a chocolate so that he feels like he got his money's worth.
It's just, the guys I'm picturing are like guys like me. That like get there and they're like, hey, there's a little something in it for you if you get me in the presidential suite or something, like an idiot, This guy goes, I stayed at the Bellagio on March 2015. I used a $50 sandwich and got a very nice service. I was upgraded to a fountain/strip view, but on the 7th floor. The front desk attendant told me that she would keep an eye out for something better, but they were sold out. The room wasn't ready, but called housekeeping to get it done ASAP. After getting to my room, I was less than happy. I didn't get a good view of the fountains due to being on a low floor. I went to explore the city.
Sorry, I picture her the person at the front calling housekeeping like, hey, we got a VIP here, stat. You just hear a dial tone on the phone. It's just not
You're not going to believe this.
Any.
You're not going to believe this. The president is here. How do I know? No, he gave me $50. Do you think someone who isn't the president would do that?
Yeah, let's get going on this, please. Like, yeah.
I didn't get a
your
good
daughter
view.
has to have surgery? Shut the fuck up. Clean this room.
I went to explore the city with my dad and made a stop at the desk to tell her that I really didn't like the room. She did a quick check in the computer and voila, I got a room just opened up in the spa tower on the 33rd floor. Great room, great view. And she doesn't want to deal with you anymore. And I'll bet you that room costs the same.
You can get that with no, you know what I mean? If there's like a real problem with your room, then I've definitely had it where there was like, I've talked about staying at the W Hotel in Hollywood. And the reason we got a cheap room there is because there was construction going on, which they didn't tell us. But I just said, hey, we're right beside the construction. You know what I mean? Like we're very close and like, is there any way that our room could get moved? Cause it's like very loud. And they just did that. I didn't give them any kind of sandwich, any kind of money or anything like that. They just did it.
$20, they'd have gave you a better room.
That's the crazy. That's what these guys.
What if you walked by the concierge with your dad? That's probably. I like how he meant it. Like it's like rolling up to a blackjack table with like two hot babes on your arm. Oh, nothing. I'm just going on a walk with my dad. Oh, nothing. Just going on a quarter-mile constitution with my father, who looks like a slightly grayer version of me.
So you do know that if I don't have enough money to bribe you, I could get some from my daddy.
Yeah, you do know he's got pretty good credit, actually.
Yeah. My dad worked for a little thing called the Navy for 48 years. Ever heard of it? They have the most boats in the world.
Here is a
comment. Caesar, the namesake of your so-called palace.
My dad
Frankly, very
worked for the
pedestrian
Navy.
rooms.
We got this guy here. I went to this Vegas Fanatics board here, and this is a forum for him. He goes, more of a complaint than anything, since this is a local non-Vegas property. So this is not a Vegas, but this is a Vegas guy. But just curious. This guy is so funny to me. He goes, just curious, if you would get a new host after this. So these guys get a host.
Oh, yeah,
I think it's just like an agent. Like it's the same as like
they get yeah.
It's again
someone
the
whose
thing
entire
of like,
job is to like tend to the needs of like 50 annoying guys like this at a time.
who are losing money, like the whole point of it is like they're losing enough money that the hotel can justify having a person employed to look after them. Like,
well, yesterday I lost about $60,000 in 3 hours and didn't hit a single jackpot. 60 grand.
Very cool.
very, very cool.
I made 2 other trips there this year and lost around 22,000. Coined in
You
about
sound like an awesome gambler, sir.
Yeah, you're doing great, man. $82,000.
I love the bragging about, because it's like this thing of like, you should give me good service, you should give me all this stuff because of all the money I've lost in your casino. Almost like you've spent the money, right? So you get these guys who are Vegas big timers who are like, I actually lost like $100,000 in your casino, and they're bragging about it. Like,
yeah, they gave me free salad bar food.
Yeah, they treat me like I have an addiction to this thing, and I'll just come regardless. I don't know how they got this idea. This is a dumb idea that I'm a stupid gambling addict who never wins.
Yeah, they keep giving me little free things. They did pay for me to have a room. Yeah, because you're gonna go lose $60,000.
Yeah, that was a 20 to 60 grand room. Yeah.
I have another trip planned for New Year's there, and asked for free play for this upcoming trip because this last visit was awful. She said she'd give me $200 free play. I'm so disgusted that I'm probably going to go to a competitor. A little more backstory.
Sounds like a competitor.
You thought there was a true
friendship? Yeah, like this has got to be some. There's got to be some teamwork here. Like you got to be a little give and take. Talking to the casino, like we got to have a little give and take here. This was an awful time. I lost so much money. The casino's just like, yeah, that's the point. That's our whole business.
I really feel like my relationship with the Bellagio is very transactional. It's like I feel like they would treat me different if I wasn't losing $100,000 a year to them.
It is funny. It is. We talk about casinos quite a bit on some of the bonus episodes where guys do think that you're entitled to sit at a slot machine for hours. And if you lose a bunch in a row, they're like, this fucking place sucks. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because Felix, we read, because we did Casino Guys, and we read a lot of casino reviews, and that's basically, as you can imagine, every review is just like, I lost like fucking $6,000. This place is fucking shit. Like, it has nothing to do with anything other than the fact that they lost a bunch of their money.
And there's like, I should be able to play for an hour or two at least. It's like, no, you shouldn't. That's not a guarantee.
Yeah, it's you go there and lose money. If you want to play for a long time, go play poker or something like that. You know,
It's like, do you ever like, are you ever like looking for like a municipal, like a DMV or something, and you read like the reviews on there? You like see that it has reviews, and it's like, yeah, there are some like, I've been to a bunch of like, you know, DMVs and shit in my life, as anyone has, and there's like ones that are better or worse, but I think for the most part, they're like, at least the ones I've gone to are like not as shitty as people say. And you just think about like, what is the type of person who would like be like, oh, I'm going to destroy the DMV on Google reviews. And it's like someone who doesn't know what the DMV is, probably. Someone who came in there with an insane set of expectations. Or when you say, similarly, when you see reviews for jails.
Yeah, I was just going to say, it's like a review of a jail. It's like, you're not going to sink these people. First off, people are forced to go to the jail in the DMV, so they can't decide not to go there. You know, they don't have competitors.
This guy got, buddy,
like a whale of a prisoner who's like, I'm thinking of like next time I child support warrant or like outstanding DUIs, I'm thinking of going to a private prison instead because they like really are not treating me well.
He goes, a little more backstory. It's been an entire year since she promised to find a provider for ordering items from my comp balance. It's around $88,000. All they have in the gift shop, this is the best. All they have in the gift shop right now is an old gen MacBook Pro they want almost $5,000 for. Yeah, no shit. It's like going to Dave and Buster's and saying the fucking prizes suck. It's like, of course they fucking do.
Guys, I've been doing the math, and I actually have given Chuck E. Cheese $28,000 for a PlayStation 3, it turns out. Does anyone want to join my class action?
These guys are so fucking I mean, just the idea of it, like, it's this level of entitlement of, like, you are going to a place, the famous place where you go to lose money, but they're just like, yeah, but the amount I'm losing, surely I have to get something out of it.
He's not done. He goes, the previous year, my losses accounted for 10% of the casino's annual revenue. So I strongly feel...
I'm keeping this place. I'm keeping the lights on. Like, talking to the staff, just like, you know, you have a job because of me.
You work for me.
He doesn't even say, like, he never talks about anything else he does on the trips. He just clearly is a gambling addict who just goes there, joylessly loses all this money, and is like, fucking piece of shit casino.
Yeah, he goes, she takes forever to get back to me. I have her direct number. Doesn't work when I come. And she always seems to be on vacation in Hawaii.
Well, yeah.
Wonder who pays for that?
You do.
Wonder who pays for that?
Yeah, he know, at least he recognizes, yeah, she's gets to take a lot of vacations because people like you.
This is the best line ever. He goes, I've decided to stop frequenting this place next year. But if I do
next year,
guy does that.
Boundaries.
I'm done. I'm gonna quit smoking next year. That's like sometime. Obviously, I'm on lights, Marlboro Lights now. He goes,
they're gonna give him an Alienware, and he's like, actually, they like to address all my complaints.
They came through for me.
Yeah.
I decided to stop frequenting this place, but if I do drop in, I just don't think she deserves to benefit from it. Just curious if you would all agree. Now, the first comment really killed me. This guy goes, you posted something similar to this at the end of last year.
This guy's
what a
whole life.
shocker.
This is the biggest. This is the thing of like, yeah, rich people, a lot of them are like low-level rich guys are lucky. They're not smart. They're fucking very stupid. This guy probably owns a jet ski dealership somewhere. He's a big fucking deal in whatever city in Arkansas or whatever he lives in. And he's like, he's running around telling people all the time, I fucking lost $60,000. Because he's bragging
about how
the
much
amount of money.
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
Like he tells women that when he goes on go on a date and be like, yeah, I went and I lost $60,000. Like he'll act mad about it, but it's like, yeah, but he has $60,000. It's like his gimmick.
That's what he thinks, but in reality, they're like, this guy is a fucking degenerate. He's a degenerate gambler.
This guy has an addiction. This is what women love. A fucking loser with an addiction who will never stop doing it no matter what negative consequences come his way.
Oh, you see that liquor store there, honey? Yeah, I basically paid for their first quarter.
Do you know I've done 10% of the heroin in our zip code?
Here's a good. This is a guy I hate. This is the type of guy I really, really hate. He goes, champagne taste on a beer budget. Feels like a common theme for a lot of posters here. This is from r/Vegas. Vegas Strip is expensive. They gouge you like any other resort, theme park, sports team, stadium, arena. This is not a new principle.
Thank you for the list of venues, sir.
Yeah. Well, acting like all properties are the same and there are no alternatives is blatant lying. Nobody's forcing you to do any of these things.
Yeah, it's just like a national park that gouge you.
Yeah. Well, he starts. He's like defending how much things cost, which I think is the most insane thing to do. He's like, he goes, Airbnbs and off-strip casinos exist. Can't afford the Sphere. There are a wide range of entertainment offers. Carbone is too expensive. Every fast food brand in the world is here. Just like in real life, set budgets, offset costs to achieve what you want. Same principle applies here and everywhere. Vegas isn't dead. Tourism is down. Same across the country. Inflation has an effect on everyone and everything. From free parking and 99-cent shrimp cocktail isn't going to bridge the inflation gap no matter how loud you scream. Extreme examples don't accomplish what you think they do. So this guy is just like, oh, I can afford to go to Las Vegas.
Yeah, and you can come to Las Vegas and stay in a shitty Airbnb and eat fast food and still have a good time. That's what he's saying.
Do that.
Yeah, I also like it's like, can I submit your name for this year's Nobel Prize in Economics?
Well,
wait, you're positing that inflation affects all prices?
Well, he does come back and he does a lot of economics. This first guy goes,
lucky me.
I love this guy. He goes, high-level player.
This is my
here.
man.
This next guy, high-level player here. Definitely a shift.
High-level player, I've lost money all over this.
I actually account for 20% of this casino's revenue.
He goes, definitely a shift. My food and beverage credit used to last 4 days. Now only lasts 1, eating and drinking the exact same way I used to. It's price gouged to shit, and everyone denied it is just sucking Vegas's dick. So that's
I hate people that do that. Not like me, who's just giving them money.
Not like me, who goes there all the time and spends as much money as possible. So then a guy says parking is $40 in Vegas, and it's not supposed to be. Parking shouldn't cost anything, is what they think, which is an alien concept to people who live in any other city on the planet. You know what I mean? But apparently in Vegas, it's always been free, but now some of the places are charging $40 a day. He goes,
but by the way, cross-reference these guys with the people who are like, oh, $15 minimum wage. Wait till burgers are $98.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're in the place where burgers are $98. Fucking went to, oh, God. When we were in Vegas, we went to Wahlburgers. And it was
I love
100...
Wahlburgers. I'm such a Wahlburger head. I love it. The only time I've ever been is in Toronto. That reminds me, when we do our live show.
I'm not going to Wahlburgers.
We gotta go to Wahlburgers. They play the Wahlbergs fucking reality show
right?
on all the TVs and shit. It's so fucking cool.
Chris, I don't know if you know this, but in Columbus, Ohio, one of our big auto dealerships are Mark Wahlberg owned.
Oh, are they called like Mark Wahlberg?
Mark Wahlberg Chevy and stuff. Yeah.
That's so fucking cool.
Yeah, I guess somebody told him Columbus is a good place to have a business, and then he was like, I'll do it. And he opened a bunch of, he's got all kinds of shit going on here. There's a Wahlburgers in the casino here. That's everywhere. So the guy goes, paying that much for parking would suck. Totally get that. But aren't there a bunch of local casinos with free parking, public transportation, Uber, cabs? There has to be alternatives. And this person goes, there are alternatives, exactly like there are people who don't blink at paying $20 or $30 for parking and people who freak out about it. A parking lot is a commodity. If they don't charge for use, they lose money in this economy. I thought
there was an infinite amount of them. What?
Yeah. I wonder if all the people...
geniuses on this board. I'm so stupid.
Yeah, and he goes, I wonder if all the people complaining about having to pay for parking in Vegas feel the same way if they go to other places. Last time my husband went to California, it was $30 a day for parking in the hotel parking lot. So
I think it's just that stuff used to get like even the flights and stuff, right? They would be cheaper to Vegas. Maybe they still are.
Yeah.
Then because the economy is like based off of getting people there to lose thousands and thousands of dollars. So they're like subsidized or whatever by the...
That's over though.
That's over.
So the cheap hotels are over now.
So that's what I'm saying. I think that's maybe what people are complaining about, is that it's like, this used to be a place where you could go, and because gambling is the huge economy there or whatever, you could get everything for free, like hotel or flight really cheap, and then now it's changed.
Yeah, hotels were cheap for a period of time. I was going to go, And then I looked recently and I was like, no, I didn't like Vegas when I was there. Though.
I went there when I was a little kid and I liked it because I was a little kid.
Yeah.
And it was like everything was so big and cool. And they did the pirate ship thing. And I saw Dana Carvey and the Tiger guys and stuff like that. And so
we got some reviews to read for some people. I will tell you that. It's good Vegas.
Did you go, Felix, did you ever go to any shows when you were in Las Vegas? See any of the nightlife and stuff?
No.
Oh.
I
you didn't see Chris Angel?
Because like every time I was going, I was like with like I went one time for a UFC event, and so that was obviously like we were doing that, and I like gambled.
Yeah.
I didn't gamble like a huge amount because it was a parlay, and that's just like half the fun of the parlay is just like putting down $20 in the event that you predict like, you know, fucking 11 fights correctly.
Did you do what? How'd you do on the? How many did you predict?
I got close, but I fucked up on the last 2 fights of the card. It was pretty good for a parlay, but I should have bet on more individual fights that night. But who gives a shit? But no, most of the time it's like that. I'm like with a group of like, you know, 4 to 10 people, and we're just like gambling and then like going back to the room or something like that. I don't know. Like, I have no. So like, people will see like someone who's getting paid like $700 trillion to like sing 10 songs that charted on Billboard like 30 years ago, right? That's like what people do out there. They'll see like Celine Dion. Or they'll go to like the next smallest. They'll see like Big from Big and Rich do like a one-man show. I've never done that. Maybe I should like find a new woman to date who lives in Las Vegas, and that will just be it. We'll never gamble and we'll only go to shows.
I have a good review of Magic Mike live at the Sahara in Las Vegas.
Magic Mike the movie, like but
it's the dance. They do the dance.
They say it's Magic Mike live, and they're just playing the movie.
I mean, that would be
you're watching the movie in real time.
These are wild reviews. This person goes, I was so excited. This is a woman. I was so excited to go see this show and left completely disappointed and frustrated. We spent good money for front row tickets. The guys were amazing dancers, but while on stage, they don't even make eye contact. They're looking at each other, but not looking down at the screaming audience.
They didn't even look into my eyes at all, and I was in the front row. That's a crazy complaint to have about a show, that the people on stage didn't look in my eyes.
That's like weird. Like people like bring up individual moments when like a performer looks them in the eye, and that's like they're talking about like fucking Bruce Springsteen.
Yes.
Not like a guy they're paying as a sexual commodity.
A male stripper. So he goes, they're looking at each other, but not looking down at the screaming audience. I'd rather pay for the attention of a good-looking man pays to me, as it's part of the fantasy rather than how good they dance. As an audience member,
then get a male hooker. Like,
get a prostitute, a sex worker, or a stripper. Hire. Yeah, you can. Those are very, very readily available in Las Vegas.
As an audience member, you want to feel pretty, wanted, desired, etc. That's why we all go to these shows.
I guess I don't go to. I guess I don't go to Magic Mike though. Just wanting to feel all that stuff in the audience is very, very weird.
The times I went to the strip club, I wasn't looking to feel love. Bobby Slayton
didn't even try to seduce me when I was
the pit bull. The pit bull barely fucking shot a look in my direction.
Hey, let me get a feel of your shaft, Bill.
Bobby Slayton being in that picture with Jeffrey Epstein and Woody Allen is the best.
And Jackie the Joke Man.
And Jackie the Joke Man Martling.
Thank you. And Jackie the Joke Man Martling is the only person in the Epstein files that I've heard talk about it in a proud way. It's really him writing about it is like crazy when you see him like, guess I'm kind of a big deal. I mean, this is look at some of the other people who are in these files. You know?
Can I don't want to say who this person is, but I'll tell you guys after, but would you believe that I know someone who is not in the Epstein files, but when they were coming out, told their kids like, hey, watch out, I might be in those, because I was pretty important back then. And he was not at all.
Oh, there's like there's like a million pages.
He's completely full of shit. He's totally full of shit.
Trying to brag to your children, and then they're like, Dad, so
they were like horrified.
I've been looking at all the names and stuff, and I gotta tell you, I don't think you're in here. Like, oh, there's more to be released, son.
Man, one day I'll like say who that is. It's like knowing that anyone would know, but it's always been making. Anytime I hear about the Epstein stuff, he's the only person I know who's doing that. Like, oh, watch out! I was pretty fucking up there. He was not.
Because if I pay for no attention, then what's the point? I understand not everyone will get pulled on stage or get a lap dance, but having eye contact helps the audience feel like part of the show. So I was on a couch on a corner, and every single time the guys got on stage, they put their hand on my shoulder to help them leap up. What's that? I thought.
Oh no!
Fuck. They used me as a rail. A railing.
I was used as a railing and no one looked at me. 1 star.
That's what people mean when they say they got railed out.
Yes. I thought I had a good seat, and several guys came to my couch, but every single one of them skipped me and interacted with the other girls. All the girls on my couch got a lap dance from the same dancer, one at a time, except me.
Can I just say maybe it might have been your energy, like just judging on this post, it might have been that you were like, you had a desperate, scary kind of vibe to you.
Yeah, dude, there are some like obviously there's a way higher ratio of men who are like this, right? But I do think, I know one time I think on this show we talked about how funny it is when you meet like a woman who lies like a man, or specifically a boy.
My ex-girlfriend who said she knew Aikido.
I brought up a woman I knew who like was really fucking like fucking so fucking hot. And she was like, yeah, I walk 28 miles a night for my preparation of being a special forces psychologist. Yeah. And I was just like, But it's when there are like women who have like the desperation. It's like sort of like there's a type of man who like is not a predator, but only because of their social anxiety.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I don't know how many women there are like that. Probably a much lower ratio again. But they're out there and you meet them and it is so funny to see, just like the women who lie like men, to see a woman do the stuff that like a Danny McBride character does. Is like fucking hilarious.
It definitely, and this is the type of post that like, I don't know for sure, you know, but it feels like the kind of the way that type of person would talk, you know? That
well, you got to hear it.
Okay.
You got to hear this next review, which is also a common thing on Magic Mike. Bad. Unfortunately, good dancers, but most ladies from the audience were actresses. Very unfortunate and too obvious.
What are the economics of that?
Yeah.
Men came to a full lady once only to dance for 2 seconds. Too much money for a show that has too much choreography. The drinks were too expensive. $80 for a bottle of house wine.
Choreography?
Yes. There's a lot of people who believe this should not have been choreographed.
It should be like freeform. Should be interpretive dance.
That's what they think. She's like really a waste of your hard-earned money. Better go to clubs with go-go dancers. Those guys are really dancing for you.
Yeah, what was that thing that there used to be the porno you could watch sometime? We talked about it. What was the name of it? And it was like, that's what these women are picturing. Dancing Bear? Was it called Dancing Bear? Yeah, where you would watch those videos and it was like a bunch of women in a crowd and these guys are like literally going up like putting whipped cream on their hard penises and like putting them out there. And that's what these people were assuming this was going to be. Like, I didn't even get to suck any of them off. Like, none of them touched me. It's like, this is a show for like based on a movie or whatever. And it's obviously going to be heavily choreographed and it's obviously going to be, they're not going to be doing overtly, like they're not going to be grinding up on the women, and that's in like a super sexual way, and that's what they wanted. I think.
Here's this one. You can't have a business that's based on like a bankable IP that a real company owns, and be like, just like rub your hard cocks all over any woman you see's vulva.
All right,
Well, you're
ladies.
trying to eye contact with you. Touch that vulva.
Get your
hands all
buttholes
over
out,
it.
ladies.
Dude.
The last review I have for this is the same. Not so magic, but fun for a Vegas night. This is a choreographed quote show unquote. The dancers come around the audience and interact some, but it's more of a performance.
Yeah.
No shit, lady. What do you think? This is like. I went to the Tilted. I've been going to the Tilted Kilt for 15 years. I account for 50% of my location's annual revenue, and I haven't had sex with any of them.
I stand outside.
It's almost like it's based on this idea that I can fuck these women, but it will never happen. Yeah. I don't know if it's just my location or this entire business, but something's up here.
Do you find that even though you go in there and spend a lot of money at Hooters and the women are very nice and sit at your booth, that they never have sex with you? Or is that just at my that really does feel the same as like, by the way, we really perked up when you said Tilted Kilt because we talked about restaurants.
Titty guys.
And
then we talked about the restaurants, and we found out like that the industry's in shambles.
It
currently.
is,
because fucking Hooters is going family friendly.
Yeah,
and
they're turning into
a
family restaurant, and
which
it's
is an insane. That is, I think, the craziest move.
Like, there's a ton of family restaurants already. They should just make it so it's like luck of the draw. You can get like a guy or a girl server, and the guy obviously like he's doing the thing where you're just like trying to jam your 70% erect cock to the side in your shorts, and that's his thing. It's like whoops, I accidentally knocked the small shaker over with my semi-erect penis.
Big table of football players, like guys coming from the football game. He's like, oh fuck, man.
Oh, we got a guy again.
So I have this review of a place called Resorts World of Las Vegas. This is a 3-star review or a 1-star review on Yelp. And Bob says, if you like to eat late or order room service, don't stay at Resorts World. So many restaurants and no room service. When you scan the QR code in your room, it takes you to their website, which says we don't offer room service, but like a good Vegas hotel. But here's a link to Grubhub. It says the Grubhub drivers deliver to your room. They do not. At least mine refused. I had to meet him in the lobby with the sprained ankle, which is why I went.
with the sprained ankle. Putting in the review.
They were Purple Hearts.
Had a sprained ankle. Just in case you're not on my side here, I had a sprained ankle. I had to go fucking walk over and meet him. It's like you're out on vacation, so you're obviously mobile.
What is he doing in Vegas in a fucking sprained ankle? It's ridiculous. He goes, which is why I wanted
the Make-A-Wish Foundation, asshole.
And a 45-year-old man with a sprained ankle whose wish is to go to Las Vegas.
Go to Vegas and get room service is my wish.
Not even stay at one of the big hotels or anything.
He goes, I had to meet him in the lobby with a sprained ankle, which is why I wanted room service in the first place. Thanks, Hilton. You're the best. Additionally, the room has no microwave, and the driver decided to have 2 other orders to deliver after picking up my food.
He didn't decide that.
Yeah, he didn't. One did not.
He gets that assigned to him.
Yeah,
it's almost like it's a really fucking hectic, low-paying job.
Yeah, it's almost like it sucks.
Why is that in your review of the hotel?
I know. That's the thing. That's what blows my mind about it.
I would give this hotel 3 stars, but I was sentenced to 20 years in prison for attempted murder after I got home, so 2 stars. Like, that doesn't...
It's a review of Grubhub in the end. Like, that's what it ends up being. He goes, additionally, result, completely cold food. I mean, not a hint of warmth. All for $36 for a fast food sandwich and fries? Yum. So I couldn't even heat it back up. Resorts World? No. Check out Fountain Blue.
Oh, okay. Shout out to Fountain Blue.
Yeah, well, I read some reviews of them too, and they're not so great.
Maybe Fountain Blue has like a warmth force field around it. So all Grubhub orders are like just piping hot when you get them.
I mean,
you get a nice boiled milkshake.
So this review I have, and I'm telling you, this review that I have does work on me because, as people know, I thought that I'm kind of well, actually, I'm on an ice cream sandwich thing right now, but the people at the Taco Bell were making fun of me. Because every time I called them, every time I went to order food, they were laughing in the background. I was like, they're probably making fun of my voice. So this review really hit me good. I popped into Resorts World when they first opened to check them out, and I dropped some money in their slot machines. I haven't been back. Today I received an email offer for comped rooms, and I thought I'd see what they had to offer. My player's card number wasn't aligned with their current account format, so I called reservations at 2:14 p.m. The Resort World reservation agent, who sounded like a young man, acted as if he was high on weed. He had me repeat information.
Let's work together to get this guy arrested.
He had me repeat information over and over. In addition, he seemed to have trouble entering my information into his computer to pull up my player's card rewards. While I was on the phone, there was audible cackling in the background, as if it were a telemarketer's boiler room, and my reservation agent joined in laughing away. So, funny? Not. This went on for several minutes until I couldn't take it anymore, and I hung up. In general, this resort isn't highly rated with a pathetic 2.5 stars, and it's hard to be confident you'll have a good resort experience if the supporting cast involves a ship of fools.
It sounds like it's hard for you to be confident, period. Just the presence of laughter threw you into a spiral.
Sometimes it'll get you. I will say, I mean, obviously, I just felt like when I went to that Taco Bell, they were every time laughing. And I'm sure they were just having fun in the place. Like but for a while, it felt like they were goofing on me. I never made a complaint or anything.
I totally get that, right? Like, I completely get that. Like, when I think I, like, look shitty, I'm going to like a pharmacy. Like, no one gives a shit. And even if they do, like, what, like, who cares? But, like, I'll just think, like, everyone is making a mental note of how shitty I should tell them that I don't normally look this shitty. Yeah. But it is, like any restaurant, any, like, customer service thing, any public-facing thing where you're, like, interfacing with assholes like this, you're mostly laughing about, like, whatever you talk about, like, you know, with your coworkers, which is anything but just, like, the job. You're trying to get your mind off it for the most part.
You're goofing around.
Yeah, and this guy just sounds like he should be laughed at. He sounds like a fucking asshole. Like, I hate people like that. Like, he started the hostilities on that call.
That's true. This is the Caesar's Palace review. It's a 1-star review, and they say, y'all made me and my husband apply for the visa for a free Bluetooth speaker, and the speakers suck. Low quality for it being from Caesar's Palace. Disappointing.
Caesar's Palace brand, and it's not good quality electronics? Are you kidding me? I mean, my Caesar's Palace TV has the sharpest picture that I've ever seen.
He goes, we definitely got screwed on this. Never agree to any of their promos. Well, you'd expect great quality from Caesar's Palace.
But you're going to get ripped off in that thing, like signing up for a credit card. That is like a famous thing that when you're like, people are trying to get you to sign up for credit cards or whatever, you don't do it. Like that's, you want to do it on your own terms through your bank and like, you don't want to have multiple credit cards if possible. That's just like, everybody knows that, right?
And the price they're giving you is obviously the cheapest possible thing they can give you. Just because they're giving you a Bluetooth speaker from Caesar's Palace doesn't really mean that it's like a really nice Bluetooth speaker.
Yeah.
You know? I don't think Caesar used this speaker.
And Caesar's Palace is like old as well, right? It's not even like a really super upscale hotel.
Well, he says you'd expect great quality from Caesar's Palace compared to all the other strip casinos, but no, basically a Bluetooth speaker for a toddler. That'll be happy with the sound quality, not knowing what good quality is.
So a toddler would have.
So funny
A toddler doesn't even know about sound quality. I can attest to that. He doesn't understand. Like, I got, Charlie, he's 2 years old. He'll listen to Bose, and he's just like, oh, yeah, this sounds fine. And I'm like, buddy, it's got no highs, no lows. That's why they call it a Bose. But he's just like, he's enjoying it all the same. Yeah.
That is so, like, to fucking, like, I love the self-aggrandizement of all of them. They have some, like, insane, like, inferiority complex, and just with the stuff that they're self-congratulatory about, like, whether it is, like, oh, guess who lost $100,000 and completely does not have a gambling addiction, or just, like, I can tell that some sounds, are better than others.
Yes.
Like a fucking toddler. Like, there is just, I don't know the average age of the people here. Sometimes, like, people you think who online who are like boomers are like people, you're like, they're your age. They were.
They're 20. There's 20-year-old morons too. I mean, I think it's but for Vegas runs the gamut.
It runs the gamut, but I do feel like this is specifically like, there is a type of self-congratulatory bullshit that, like, people who are 50 plus do that is so funny and so hard for any other generation to replicate. That is, I feel like I would, very Vegas here, I would lay down a parlay on the birth dates of every member of this forum, every post that we've read. Yeah. I would go from, like, 1952, latest 1970.
I agree. It's going to get weird. It's going to get weirder.
But I agree that these come across as older people complaints.
Yeah, well, this one you're going to love. This is for the Mike Hammer Comedy Magic Show at the Four Queens Hotel in Las Vegas. So it is a comedy magic show.
Oh, I love comedy magicians.
I don't like it when they make fun of magic.
Well, now this guy goes pure audience humiliation. Very sad.
Oh, no.
Warning. I'm sure there are a lot of good ratings here to help, but that's for people who aren't rating, who don't mind this type of crowd humiliating humor. However, this is seriously no joke.
I think you should leave sketch about that where the guy gets, like, humiliated by a magician or whatever.
Well, this guy did. This guy had the same problem because... this is seriously no joke. If you don't like being humiliated or watching others be seriously humiliated in a crowd, then do not go to this show. Mike's comedy is like a bully in high school. He finds people in the audience and he calls them out. For example, he might call you old, mentally slow, or whatever he finds to make fun of. Even the spelling or sound of someone's name or whatever Mike thinks is funny.
I noticed supposed to make fun of? Like, that's the thing. Is he supposed to, like, go through your tax returns? Nice deductions, you fucking idiot.
Yeah, well, it's like your name is spelled weird. Like, Mark with a C? Yeah, I thought I usually spelled it with a K.
That's some comedy ass shit, though. Like, oh, well, hey, why don't we ask Mark with a C about that?
Yeah. I know, right? No, like, I'm sure this thing sucks, but it's just like, again, it is like the lowest, most basic level of crowd work. And this guy is like, he's trying to make it sound like the writings of an early abolitionist.
Yeah.
He's like, if you don't like seeing the humiliation of the human spirit, like me.
Yeah, and the guy's just like, hey, nice like hat, dickhead. Where'd you get that? Hey, do they sell that? They sell that shirt. They got a men's version of that shirt, sir.
That's probably like, what it is.
Yeah,
literally.
Because I noticed several people, including myself, who were not laughing. Instead, we were frowning.
Oh no.
The frowning.
That's the opposite of laughter.
Yeah. Can you imagine you look out, you see 55-year-old guys in the audience frowning at you?
That would have the opposite effect on me. I would immediately, like, I am beaming ear to ear once I see a bunch of these guys, like a bunch of Jack Scalafini looking guys frowning at me. I would be like, oh man, this is only getting better for me.
We're killing tonight.
So can I just say, I just pulled up a Mike Hammer Instagram, and I'm watching it. It has the subtitles on, and he said to a guy, "Hey, where do you come from? The front of a cereal box?" So this is. I think you guys need to take it back, because this is not kind. This is not. I think the guy's name is Tony. The guy's name is Tony.
Yeah,
Tony the Tiger.
Oh, that's mean. You gotta cut that out.
I don't like entertainers like this guy and the people he like. Don't you think that, like, that Chud the Builder guy is clearly inspired by Mike Hammer? Like, it's the same kind of thing where you're disrespecting people and like provoking them.
Yeah,
it's kind of like I kind of hope they both go to prison.
Yeah.
Well, he goes,
like, that's just not okay.
He goes, I noticed several. Oh, he goes, Mike should seriously consider advertising his show saying I'll be roasting the audience or something to let people know that he humiliates everyone in the audience. I can't imagine.
I wonder what he said to this guy.
I would love to know.
Yeah.
I can't imagine someone in the audience who's struggling with insecurity issues already and then having the entire crowd laugh at him. Mike's a comedian
write a
who
short
makes
film about that, sir.
But then the thing about those comedy shows too is unless they've got like the camera, nobody in the crowd can see the person that he's talking about.
No, they're just laughing at the little joke.
They're just laughing at they're there and they're all together and they're all like, it's not like a real. Listen, I've seen comedians who are like real dickhead, you know, like Ben Bankus level comics who are just like, they're really going to stick on somebody and just be like, really try to like, you know, but for them, this is clearly just a guy who, is doing basic light roasting crowd work, and this person thought he was just going to see a magic show, basically.
He goes, Mike's a comedian who makes fun of people in the crowd in order to get a laugh from everyone in the crowd. Very sad. I prefer comedians who don't have to make fun of people. This type of comedy is very old school, and it's not really something that very good comedians are doing now.
Excuse me, Tony Hinchcliffe called.
A thing called Kill Tony?
You ever heard of that? Yeah, come on.
This time, he goes, if Mike's show was only a magic show and no comedy, then I would give Mike a high rating. However, I brought my elder father to the show, who I had not seen for years.
Hey, where'd you come from? The Civil War, sir? I
like it's also like elder father, like that's like a higher ranking father than your regular dad.
Yes, my elder father. My father, he's very old. He goes, I wanted to see my father. He goes, and then I would give Mike a high rating. However, I brought my elder father to the show, who I had not seen for years. And the last thing I wanted to see was my father be humiliated. It's extremely sad that a comedian cannot find better comedy material where they don't humiliate the audience members by calling them old, slow, or stupid.
Okay, so I'm gathering what happened here. This guy's like, listen, man, my dad's getting old. He might die soon. I want to reconnect with him and have like a good, nice interaction. Call his dad. Hey, Dad, I know you like magic. Let's go to a magic show. And then Mike Hammer's like, who's this old piece of shit? And his dad is just like, what the fuck did you get me into? And then they continued to drift apart, or they didn't reconnect in the way that he wanted to.
I think a lot of people in the crowd were not enjoying the show because they were thinking during the entire show, am I next? And so they were worried they were going to be picked out of the crowd.
This is like Eli Wiesel's Night. They're talking about like they were in a death camp.
It is. The guy can't get up and leave. He's like, well, I can't get up and leave. But they can't because Mike Hammer.
Yeah, but are you kidding me? Where are you going, number 1 or number 2, sir?
Did you ever read, Primo Leafy's harrowing quote that there's no poetry after Mike Hammer's show on a Tuesday night?
So here's a Carrot Top review.
Oh, I loved Carrot Top when I was younger. Loved Carrot Top.
4 stars. Carrot is top. A good opener and crowd warm up. Carrot Top set. He doesn't spell Carrot Top. He says CTs.
Oh, nice.
Set was great. He got a great pace and delivery. Lots of variety too. Excellent media content and tight cues. Wonderful theater to see the show. Friendly staff, and you can get seated quick. Would have been 5 stars, but CT's vocals was too soft in the PA system. Given the firepower of the D&B line array, he should have been much louder and stay on top of audience laughter. This is comedy, not a piano recital of classical music. Punch the vocal, make it hot, and capture the audience.
Sounds like somebody's got an audio background. Very cool.
It'd be funny you click on this profile and it's Chris from our show, the producer.
Yeah,
Punch up the audio. Come on. Punch the vocal. Make it hot. And capture the audience. That's what Carlin Victor Borg, Seinfeld did. Otherwise, a great performance. So other than
the big three, Seinfeld, Carlin, and Victor Borg.
Is Victor Borg?
He's really
old comedian.
Yeah, he's like a really old Vegas comedian, I think.
Like pre Don Rickles guy.
So like he knew Ace Rothstein.
Yeah, he's born in 1909. He's born in 1909.
That is one old ass man.
Yeah.
Danish American actor.
I hope he never crossed paths with Mike Hammer. That's sort of like a fucking Goku versus Naruto situation.
He dropped before he fell before the towers did in the year 2000, unfortunately.
Christ.
This gives him 5-star. Best show ever. I've been to Vegas. This is the nuttiest review. I've been to Vegas to see Carrot Top 4 times in the past year.
Excuse me?
That's a fan. That is a real fucking fan.
Yeah, that's wild. That is wild.
Every single time.
This is like the gallant to the guy who comes every year to lose $100,000.
Yeah.
He is responsible for giving Carrot Top so much money, and he's enjoying every second of it.
But yeah.
But I just want to say, I don't know, maybe Carrot's got a lot of material now, right?
I'm sure.
But I think over the course of a year when he's doing it, he's probably doing a lot of a similar act, because it's for tourists, right? So it's like, I think he's probably doing a similar act over and over again. So this guy is just like, oh my God. He pulls out his little prop, and this guy's just like nudging the people beside him like, you can't believe what he's going to say about this one.
He's mouthing the punchlines of the jokes to the person next to him. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It goes, every single time it gets better and better. Absolutely hysterical. Had me laughing out loud the entire show.
Oh, really? That is good. That's ideal.
It's like the world's biggest fan of somebody saying like, had me going crazy at this show. And you're like, yeah, I know. I highly recommend the meet and greet. He's so personable and friendly. Need more people like Carrot Top in this world. Best show in Vegas.
I agree with that.
I mean, listen, he came on the Eric Andre show and was pretty funny on it. He's obviously he's really jacked up now.
He's a cool guy.
Yeah, he seems pretty cool and like self-aware and like, you know, yeah.
He still seems weird. Like the steroid thing is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, listen.
I mean, everyone needs a hobby.
Yeah,
I know. And
he decided
when you're him, it's like.
It is kind of funny thing for him to do. He's like Carrot Top, you know, the guy who does the prop comedy with the red hair, and then he gets like super juiced up. Like that's pretty funny in itself.
It is. Well, this is the last Carrot Top review, but it's 5 stars. Just what I expected. Absolute legend. Immune to cancel culture, and we love it.
Wait a second. Does he do cancelable stuff? I don't.
This guy's never getting canceled. It's just not going to happen.
What if you went to a Carrot Top show and it's like stuff that would get you kicked off Compound Media?
Yeah, he's doing like prop comedy, but it's like the most racist, homophobic
horrific shit. Yeah.
Well,
hey everyone, this is my oven. We're gonna count how many people can fit in.
He goes,
Carrot.
I love this.
Carrot, no.
Please, Carrot.
Please, Carrot, no.
Everybody leaves like happy, and in just one show, one time, a guy comes in and sees it. That guy that went to Mike Hammer shows up to see it. He's like, I'm blowing the lid off this Carrot Top. But he goes, immune to cancel culture, and we love it. Ha. The gas handle with the mirror absolutely killed me.
Oh, that might be.
No, that's a famous
Holocaust
one.
denial.
That's a famous one.
What? And he goes, Carrot Top was born a legend and will die one. Long live C-Top.
No, don't say no, he's not going to die.
No, he'll never die. He's on steroids.
Yeah.
So those are some show reviews.
That will be a dark day when we lose Carrot.
With CT.
I hope he outlives me.
You know he's gonna. You know what the funeral's gonna have some funny ass fucking shit though. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I don't exactly know. Probably depends on how he dies and stuff. But you know he'll have some props ready to go for people to use.
So
that would be That I would be honored to like speak at his funeral, even though I've never met him.
Yeah, but you'd love to meet him.
Why don't you guys get him on the show?
We could maybe
do
shows.
Talk to him
no, he doesn't do shows.
He doesn't need us. Carrot Top probably makes like $78 million a fucking
he doesn't
year.
need
like,
you. No, he definitely doesn't need you. But I'm going to try to figure out how to reach out to Carrot because maybe, who knows, maybe
he would never do our show.
Maybe everyone thinks that though. It's like, it's like a beautiful girl at the bar or whatever. Nobody goes up and talks to her because maybe he's just like, everyone's like, well, Carrot doesn't never come on the show, but then no one ends up asking him to come on their show.
I think that
I can't really relate to that because I have the same attitude as that woman who reviewed the Magic Mike show where I just like or actually give the bar a bad review. If I go up to a woman, the most beautiful woman in the bar, and I do my usual thing of like not talking to her, but obviously projecting my voice so she overhears me, and I just go, I don't think I'll ever fall in love again. It's just not in the cards for me. And I'm also a never say never type of guy, and if she doesn't look at me, I'm like, shittiest bar ever. I hope the owner dies.
Here's a guy. This is sad. This is semi-sad but semi-happy story here. This is a fun night with my wife, r/Vegas. Wife randomly says on the walk to Fremont, we never been to a strip club in Vegas before. I kind of laughed it off. A few hours later, we're leaving Fremont and I order an Uber to Little Darlings. Driver goes, they don't serve alcohol there because they're fully nude, right? I'm like, hell yeah. Dude goes, want me to take you somewhere that serves beer? Nope, LOL. We get in there and Eminem comes on and my wife goes, we got to get a lap dance to Eminem. Next thing.
This is such a badass power couple.
Dude.
I've never heard of somebody getting a lap dance to Eminem. It's just not sex music.
What if it's like, what if it's like, a song like The Way I Am or something, like I'm really pissed off.
I guess I was thinking about that, by the way. Like, what song could it be? And I do believe it's I'm Slim Shady, Yes, I'm the Real.
Yeah, or Lose Yourself.
My name is.
Lose Yourself.
No, that's too, nobody would sully that with a lap dance. It's too positive. I'm thinking it's just a song this person knows. And they heard it. They're like, my name is, we got to get a lap dance to that. It's just Eminem is not a sex,
no
act.
No.
I mean, he's sexy. He has the darkest black hair you've ever seen.
Sexy jet black hair. Yeah.
No, he's a hot guy.
Yeah, he's got sexy.
He's got a natural jet black beard that's just
like completely. I do and have always taken umbrage on behalf of Eminem. I think I have a worse sense of humor about him than he does. I know that for a fact. I think people are way too mean to him. I think he's Role Model, one of the funniest songs ever. He seems like a wonderful. I won't say who this is, but someone who has a family member who was a nurse at a hospital where Haley, Eminem's daughter, she got her appendix out or some shit like that. Nothing crazy, but they said Eminem did not leave her side and was so nice to literally not just the fucking nurses and doctors who helped her, but just all of them on the floor and took pictures with everyone and patients and shit. And he was just the sweetest guy, but also really worried about his daughter. Who's totally fine, but I don't know, just every account of him, besides that guy he pistol whipped, who definitely deserved it. And that was the guy 30 years ago. Fuck that guy.
The Troop that he made?
I mean, I agree. Yeah, I was going to say, Brian, the same thing as I heard a story about him that made me think this guy's a good guy. He met this guy who was a military person, and the military person said, "Can I have your autograph, Eminem?" And then Eminem said, "Only if I can have yours first." Just to be clear, everyone who's listening to this right now is we make fun of Eminem a lot on the show, but we make fun of the AI stuff. He's the most popular AI person on the internet for some reason, and it's It's actually crazy. We've decided, like, we figured out that we have actually forgotten what he looks like because we've seen so many weird AI images of him. There's like one where he's kind of fat and like he looks like Kevin James a little bit. And it's just like, I don't even know what his face looks like. There is so much. It's something weird about it where like Eminem fans love fucking AI and there's like a million AI posts about it. It's so weird.
It's crazy. It's so weird. You go to Facebook and just look up Eminem and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So he goes, Eminem comes on and my wife goes, we got to get a lap dance, Eminem. Next thing you know, we're doing a couple's lap dance. Honestly, ended up having way more fun than I thought we would. Plus, when we got back to the room, we had a really good time. Anybody else have a Vegas night?
They played Connect 4.
Yeah.
Anybody else ever have a Vegas night that goes completely off the rails? Now,
no, I don't think so. I don't think that is. I don't think you're going to find anybody who shares that.
Well, the first guy goes.
I've never had a night that exciting.
Yeah,
ever.
No,
I've never paid for a service and then had exciting sex with my life partner. That's pretty crazy, and I actually think you have a sex addiction.
The first comment
I think you're like David Duchovny, buddy.
The first comment is a guy that's like, bro just described every hillbilly couple's trip to Vegas.
Yeah.
Which is probably very true.
Yeah.
He goes, the idea of Fremont Street plus a strip club being off a night gone off the rails, LOL. And then this guy goes, they also had sex. Maybe you missed the subtle detail. They had sex. And then this guy goes, I love this guy. This guy goes, this was a Tuesday night in my college days.
Yeah, this was very
cool.
Yeah, very cool.
They're all being mean to this guy who is just like, he's like, I was just having the coolest night of my life. Now this guy goes,
he's obviously an old nerd or whatever, right? Like, and this is really cool to him. Give him a break. Like, he doesn't do that kind of stuff. The idea of it is like they're the kind of couple who would just like go out for a nice dinner or whatever and go back and watch a movie. So this was cool for him. Give him a break.
Yeah. So like, this is like maybe the only post you've read to me that has not filled me with hatred.
Yeah. The guy seems like a nice little guy. But before I want to get to this, because this was my favorite thread. This is the big finish here. And this thread is from VegasFanatics.com, and it's celebrity sightings in Vegas.
Let's go.
That is what being in Vegas is really.
There are going to be some awesome stories here. I am so excited.
Big Mac says, I've had a few over the years. My favorite was Ice-T and his wife Coco at Mandalay, probably 4 years ago. It was probably 2 a.m. I was grinding out last-minute recovery session before flying home, playing at the $25 blackjack table, and they sit down at the table. We play for a bit, and I'm like a moth driven to the flame and keep finding myself staring at her breasts, which are magnificent. I stopped...
How old are you, sir? Seventh grader at the table.
Ice stops the game and says to me, what the fuck are you looking at? And I'm thinking, oh, fuck, here it comes. And then he slaps my back and says, they're fucking beautiful, aren't they? I just about pissed myself.
That sounds like the Ice I know.
That sounds like Ice too.
That sounds like the Ice I know. I kind of knew where that was going right away because Ice has got that kind of sense of humor is what I find.
Yeah.
I love that one.
I met him and I was just like staring at his cock the entire time. And he did the same thing to me.
This is Brad Garrett. Brad Garrett's club. He's a comedian.
Oh, of course.
I know Brad Garrett.
Of course,
I
everyone
didn't know
knows Brad
he did so they met him. This guy goes, went to Brad's club a few years back, had a front row table. I think you know what happens to the people in the front.
Yeah, I do if you're at the Hammer show.
During Mike Hammer comes.
Yeah, what was Mike Hammer opening?
Yeah, 2 words, ego death.
He goes, I was tortured for an hour and a half. Brad felt bad and had one of his guys escort us to his private room in the club. We were like, what? And he applauded me for being a good sport. Gave us a club shirt, drinks, and a bunch of laughs. A real, truly cool cat.
I love
this is
Brad
all
Garrett.
In all caps.
Brad Garrett feeling like he's like Don Rickles, kind of, he's got a club in Las Vegas, and he's like, hey, send him back to the private room. You guys are good sports, like that. Yeah. I don't know Brad Garrett that I obviously know him. Most people know him from Everybody Loves Raymond. He's the brother on Everybody Loves Raymond. But yeah, he does strike me as that kind of guy who likes that old time Las Vegas vibe. Anyone who owns a club in Las Vegas does, I guess. Yeah.
John Lovitz. I don't actually know if he owns one.
He probably does. He probably does.
It's so good too, knowing like how mild the roasts probably were.
Oh yeah.
It's like, you work in IT systems. What the hell does that mean?
Yeah, everyone laughs because they're just there together. So it's like
they like Brad Garrett.
Yeah.
This guy goes, we were having a birthday at Kraft Steak at MGM Grand 4 to 5 years ago, and we're getting ready to leave when this tall gentleman walked by to our table and said, "What, you're leaving already?" I instantly recognized Brad Garrett's voice and told him,
Garrett gets around.
Bro, Brad Garrett is like a fucking Oni of Vegas haunting in this strip.
Yeah,
he's Bill Murray mode. He's Las Vegas Bill Murray.
He's so big, too, right? He's like 6'8" or something like that. He's like insanely
No, he's
tall.
like Judge Holden.
Yeah.
I mean, like if Judge Holden was good. If he was good.
I just love the idea of like, that's such a, hey, talk to me about Everybody Loves Raymond moment. Like, you know, he's like, he hasn't been noticed for a while or whatever. He's like, you know, and he's stopping people. People aren't stopping him.
Yeah.
He's stopping to say like, you guys leaving already? Yeah, that's right. I am Brad Garrett.
every time I like spend a day with Hassan and he gets stopped by like 50 of like the best looking people ever, and they're like, "I love you. Take a picture with me." And it just, I like have fun with the fucking shithead you're with. They don't say that. That's just how I imagine it. This is how I act the next day. I just go to Bed-Stuy and I'm like, "Oh, looking for me?"
Yeah. You're a bookstore. Socialist book reading. You're like, I'm going to stop in there real quick. Ever heard of me?
Hey,
you leaving already?
Hey, you might know me from my voice. Let me talk to you for a little bit and see if you recognize me.
There's a socialist book reading, and Felix walks in and is like, "What? It's over already? I got plenty of stuff to talk about."
You guys leaving already? Oh, yes, this is a recognizable voice. You're correct.
It's just too traumatic for me to see Hassan's like actually famous, and I'm like, it's not worse for me than some fucking pussy's asshole.
He goes, "Well, it's my birthday. We have a lot of celebrating to do." He sat down with us, wished me a happy birthday. He had some small talk about the comedy club he was opening soon there at MGM. I'm pretty sure he said that he was a part owner of Kraft Steak. Fantastic thing for Mr. Garrett to say. Like, I actually part owner of this restaurant you're eating.
Brad Garrett seems like lonely, a little bit lonely.
Yeah, dude. Brad, I will. So you and me have a similar problem, you know.
Brad asking people to say, send that person back to the private room after, just, you know, we can talk or whatever, you know, and then just.
I mean, who's been on TV? This guy was on TV. This guy's been on TV, was on TV for like a decade, and he has the most recognizable voice and look, and he's
look.
Still,
yeah.
He's still like, I got to talk to some people about how good I am. Which, hey, listen, I used to a lot more than I do now, but after live shows, would just go out and stand and talk to people just so I could have them say like, "Oh, show's really great." Like, it wasn't necessarily just that, but that was part of the draw.
Yeah, I talk to people, and I gotta say, I mean, maybe there's some of that, but I don't think that, like, when we do a live show, I go out and talk to people just because I like to talk to the audience. Like, I just like to talk to them. But yeah,
I like them too.
There's probably a little bit of that where it's just like, it does feel good, obviously. Yeah,
it's every time.
I like. There's something about being like complimented vociferously in front of like people, you know, like your family or something.
Yes.
Who, like, you know, they've seen you like crap your pants and shit.
Yeah.
That is so like, it's, I wouldn't say discordant, but it makes me feel weird. I don't know. I've only had like a few times in my life where I have met someone who, like, it's not because of a mental illness. It's not like the schizophrenic people who tailed me to several physical locations in the summer of 2024. But, you know, people who, like, do, like, fan out. Mm-hmm. And it feels weird to me because the large part of me is just, like, it's a fucking, like, podcast.
It's a podcast.
Yeah, it's not
podcasts,
a TV
like, aren't
show.
that good.
Yeah,
you
there's
know?
no production group or not, like, it does feel, I will.
And
so
I I definitely don't feel that way because I'm like such a good person. That's certainly like not it. Like if like when a famous person does it, like when like a musician I like turns out to be a listener or something like that, it's like, yeah, I'm the fucking man.
Yeah.
But there's just something about like, I don't know. It's like a strange feeling to me. I don't know.
I don't mind.
I don't
I'm not
dislike
Garrett. I'm not Garrett level. I'm not Brad Garrett.
I'm not.
But I don't mind.
I've mentioned on the podcast before, quite recently, I stand on the field for the Whitecaps games.
Oh, he talks to the players.
I talk to the players
It's a
sometimes.
good game, boys. Good game. Hey, let's get out there. And really good.
The one that I get made fun of a lot, and people will never let me live this one down, is when I saw one of the players downtown, like away from the field, and I didn't know, and I was like, "Hey, Rios, what's up?" And then I said to him, "We love watching you play out there." Just the lamest shit you could ever say to someone ever. But yeah, I stand on the field, the thing called the landing, and there's like a big group of people, right? It's like everyone's standing right on like pitch side or whatever, and somebody came down, a listener of guys, and was like, "Hey, Chris, like, hey man, I'm like a big fan, like I love the show, thanks so much for," and it like, God, it did feel really good. Like everyone was kind of like, everyone could hear it.
Yeah.
And all of those people, they weren't like my family, but they were like people that I stand with at the game. And that filled me with that feeling of,
that's different. That's different. Like, when I am like in like a neutral set, like if I'm in like my building's elevator or like my gym or someone, and someone does that, and it's like I'm instantly elevated.
Yeah, you're elevated, and you're like, there's some mystique, and people are like, I was like, ooh, I'm kind of mysterious to everybody.
Yeah, nobody knows what he's talking to me for.
Yeah. I could be anything.
Exactly. I could be way more famous than a podcaster, and these people have no idea.
Well, we talked about not noticing the incredibly detailed outline at the head of my penis through my shorts.
we talked about this on when we were on Chapo, like earlier today, but like a week or two ago. But we talked about these podcast guys that have like agents who seem to have gone viral once, and then somebody found them, and they were like, "I'd like to represent you," and so now these people have representation, and it's like they're contacting my show to be on my show. I'm like, that is so. Why? What's
that's
the
so
fucking
cool.
point,
Yeah, that's
Dad
so cool.
Yeah.
I know like I like check the show email like once a year just because I think it just overpowers me. We should really give Spencer hazard pay for that shit because it's like I'm not literally Bagel Boss, but like a guy like that will be like, hey. Like his agent,
Yeah, Bagel like, Boss. Hey. Right. You missed it. We've all missed the boat on. But he's passed away now, right? So we've all missed the boat on.
Yeah. He was
Simmons.
He actually he went into a off-strip casino and was like, I accounted for 27% of your revenue last year.
Well,
he was killed.
He goes, I'm pretty sure he said that he was part on our craft steak, and that's why I like to check in with folks about the food. He was really pleasant. He said, get your phone. I'm going to have the waiter take our picture. And there it is. Fun experience.
No.
He asked for...
That's so bad.
Brad Garrett asked for the photo?
No,
that's so bad. That's so bad. That's so... Oh, God.
You can't do that. God. You can never do that. You know what I mean? Like dude, I can't think of anything more humiliating than me being like, you want to take a picture with us over here?
So I just looked it up, and it seems like he is not an owner of Craft Steak.
Okay, well there you go.
He lied to those people to try to give an explanation as to why he was talking to them.
Really something, man. Really, Brad Garrett had to take shrapnel in the Vegas Guys episode.
Dude, I'm sorry, Brad. Again, as a guy who all his famous friends are exponentially more famous than he, I think there's other shit you can get into. Pal.
Yeah, Brad, you don't have to do it. You don't need that. You were Brad Garrett. You were on Everybody Loves Raymond, the biggest show in the fucking world. He's got to have He's got to have so much money.
No, he's got to have so much money because the amount of like reruns and stuff, like the syndication on Everybody Loves Raymond would be crazy. But yeah, he was always second fiddle to Ray, and he like did some other stuff, but he's definitely not. He's not like famous anymore. So you can get it. It's like he's almost the most susceptible to this type of stuff because he had this incredible amount of fame for a period of time and doesn't really have it anymore and wants to feel that still.
And at least Patricia Heaton, obviously not as famous as Ray Romano, but like has like a separate acting career in her own right, but also like is like a fucking religious fanatic and a Zionist, like Christian lady. Yeah. And just like, so she'll go out there and be like, you know, we need to like nuke fucking the West Bank. If you do any type of stem cell research, you are a murderer. Mm-hmm. Her first political thing was cutting an ad against the concept of stem cell research.
I remember that. That.
She has like the support of other maniacs. Maybe Brad Garrett should get into like, he should go in like the opposite direction and like try to start like a Shining Path type thing.
Liberal politics is good for him because then he could do dinners where people pay for plates to come and sit down at the table at him and hear him give his political opinions. Well, I mean, and don't have any extreme. All he has to do is just be a guy who's like, we got to elect more Democrats. Like one of those guys that doesn't have anything strong, and he just gets to sit at a table and they'll get to go home later on and be like, I was talking about Kamala Harris with Brad Garrett today at a place. He's very interesting, very well thought out guy. But I think he just wants to be more of a celebrity or like a Vegas celebrity, like Mike Hammer.
Yeah. He does a lot of voice
associated with it.
He does voice work now. It seems like on like Pixar movies and stuff. But that doesn't help him.
So he doesn't need to do this.
No, he doesn't need to. But it's not like his Raymond days, right? Where people were probably stopping him on the street all the time, being like, hey, Brad, can I get a picture or whatever?
Now he asks for the picture. That's nice.
That is not nice.
All right.
No, dude, that's not.
Okay, Brian, we both talked about how we have, I don't know if you're like me and you've wasted your life by watching every episode of a show that I will actually say, like, impresses me with how shitty it became. Like, I think the dumb, horrible choices they made are impressive and kind of brave. And it's not even like Billions where it's half shitty and half like genius in how shitty it is at the end. I'm talking about The Boys. But The Boys has like the only reason that there are so many people like me and you who watch all these episodes is because it has like the best cast like ever of like people who were like way too good to be doing some like bullshit ass shows, like Jeffrey Dean Morgan, fucking Anthony Starr. Banshee's not a bullshit show. Banshee's the best show of all time.
It's the greatest show,
regardless. And all of the actors from The Boys, I mean all of them, except for Tomir Capone, who like we can only guess, you know. They are like, whenever that like Eric Kripke, who looks like if Northern Lion was evil, is like, oh, Elon Musk called me gay. All that, like, I always see Jeffrey Dean Morgan being like, this is for the win. You know? Like, it's so, like, antiquated energy. But it just, like, the idea of him being, like, lived out really, like, makes me smile. And I think that is, like, the default state for a guy who's been on a bunch of bullshit TV shows. Any of the heroes of TV, as it were.
Ron Perlman.
Ron Perlman is always being like, I want to box Donald Trump. Like,
yeah.
That's a, you know, it's such a good old guy thing. It's challenging someone to box for charity.
Yeah. Famous guy.
I'm at that point of my life.
Yeah, I mean that's an Opie move for sure. Yeah. I would box Anthony for charity, but that is Las Vegas, guys. Felix, would you like to plug anything?
Check out patreon.com/JumboTrapHouse. Jumbo Trap House available, blah 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 blah. I am now working, I'm like halfway through season 2 of Players Club. It is not taking me as long as MGS, but obviously these are very long games. I am about to record soon Bloodborne with Hessa, and I think once that episode is made, we're going to start putting these out. Very excited for everyone to hear those. I know that people were eager for this upcoming FromSoft focus season, and just looking to the future. Hopefully, by the end of this year, I want to do a third season of Players Club that is just a grab bag. It is just either games that are not part of a series that's long enough to sustain an entire season, or I don't want to talk about the entire series, but things like, I want to talk about Kane and Lynch 2 with Rocky and Serb from Kimono Friend Zone. I want to talk about Resident Evil 4 with Will. There's just so many individual things that are not part of a series that I think would be such fun episodes, and I think it would be so much easier to do also. And it really does. As much as I love doing the series, it does become kind of a drag when you have to play 12 of the same type of game in a row for
when you make up
the only
a
fucking thing you play, dude. Yeah.
When you make up a thing and you're like, this is such a funny idea. Now I just have to watch all of the Friedberg and Seltzer disaster movie and meet the Spartans or whatever. That's great.
Yeah, it ruined Reacher for me because we did the Reacher roundtable on this Patreon here, and it was it felt like work. I had to watch it, and I was so. And then it made it unenjoyable to do. So that's why we stopped doing it, so we could just enjoy the greatest show of all time, Reacher.
It's such a good show, but I love both the series of games that I've done for this, or the one I've done and the one I'm in the middle of. But it really is. There is a reason why I have never played every single FromSoft title in a row and played nothing but that for 2 or 3 months.
Yeah.
So I really do. I'm really excited to do Grab Bag. There are just so many. I'm obviously excited for this season, but it is we're over half done at this point. And I really want to talk about odd games like Kane and Lynch 2 that otherwise are the province of some pretty bad video essays.
Yeah. I watch a lot of video essays too.
I do
so
too.
I might have
do
seen
too.
Some.
I know. Look, there are some great video essays about Kane and Lynch 2 also. Don't get me wrong. But just look forward to season 2, possibly 3 this year. I don't know.
And we'll get Felix is back on all the time. We'll get you back on all the time. And
this is my favorite show to guest on
because it's stupid.
Well, because we get to talk. This is actually my first episode of Guys where we spent under 45 minutes or under 2 minutes.
We did it
about
earlier.
Opie and Anthony.
Yeah, it's because we did Chapo today and talked about Opie. Yeah.
I love Mancow.
He's he's on one lately. It's very hard to figure out what's going on with him. He recently announced he's coming back to radio and then disappeared again. So
does he mean his body is turning into radio waves?
We're hoping it's podcast. We're hoping he's bringing his podcast back where he gets owned by different conservative guys.
That's pretty. I like that show. I like
that was my favorite show.
The Milo one, where even it's good when Milo is shocked at your tastelessness.
Yeah. The Gorka one's the greatest one of all time.
The Sebastian Gorka one is so fantastic. Gorka just fucking owns him so badly, and you never see anyone just get big time so hard on their own show. His Instagram, Felix, if I can give one suggestion to people, listen, it's got some of the most abhorrent posts you'll ever see in your life on there, but also in the midst of that, if you're listening, Mancow's Instagram account he did a series for a while where it was just photos of my dead friends, and it was just photos of
my man.
Yeah, and it's there's one great video where Huey Lewis. Huey Lewis, where he's hey, you mind if I sidle up here? For this picture. And Huey Lewis so old, and he's just yeah, you came on my show one time, and he's like just trying to insert himself into a photo with Huey Lewis. He has one of my favorite. He posts a video driving into Disney that just says, "I'm not a Disney adult." He has my favorite Instagram account to
He's
follow.
so weird. He gets weirder and weird. But yeah, that Huey Lewis thing was Huey Lewis was taking a picture with like one of his friends or something like that, and maybe a fan, and then Mancow's like, "Mind if I get in on the picture?"
It's crazy, man.
No. Man, he's just Garrett.
Yeah, he's got Garrett. I just want to say, fine. I do want to give a nice little thing to finish off with. Is that Opie? Guess who's back on the Opie podcast yesterday, Brian?
Tony Papadog?
Tony Papadog, guest hosting on the he's on one of our.
We believe he's a furry.
We believe he's a furry, but he doesn't understand the concept of what a furry is yet. No one's really told him about that, but he definitely feels that way.
Wouldn't it be great if you was a squirrel and you didn't have to do politics? You could just eat nuts all the time. And then later on, he's like, "Oh, it was really fun. You ever think about how fun it is to be a dog and nap in the sun?" And like, all of his jokes are something about something, being a dog or a cat or any animal. And I'm like, he might be a furry. We don't know.
Awesome to be one of those guys, and you are like legitimately the thing that everyone talked about 10 years ago, but no one was. You're an otherkin.
And you don't know. You just don't even have. He has no idea. And I don't think he's like aware of it enough. So yeah, go look for Tony Papadog. Very funny guy. He's almost, he's Little Pete level funny. We'll see y'all next week.
When you said his name on our show, sorry, I thought it was Tony Papadog, like the dictator.
Yes, it is. It's Papa Dog, we believe. I think.
It's Papa Dog. It's Papa Dog.
Okay, but he's always on. He is on Opie. He never says anything. I think he's nervous of getting fired from the Opie show, which I don't think pays anything. I think that's something that goes on. Is like Opie will get rid of a guy. I haven't seen Matt from Gebhard's in forever.
Well, they had a falling out. A listener sent us a thing saying that he was apparently banned from Gebhard. Opie was banned from the bar. We don't know if this is true 100%, but a lot of people sent this in saying that there's like rumors that he was banned from the bar where he used to record his podcast.
Yeah, because he's recording a podcast.
Yeah.
I love that.
That's not allowed.
Perfect.
Like,
yeah.
It's, again, what is that Pink Floyd song? One of your possible pasts. One of my possible futures.
And I'll say this: it's a Times Square. It's a Lower East Side Manhattan bar.
Felix doing a show in a bar with the like window open to the street, and someone's like, "You're on Chapo Trap House. Would you like a photo with me?"
I said this yesterday to Chris and the guys in the chat that years ago with Street Fighter, I was like, you know what we ought to do? We ought to do a live show once a month at a bar at the same place.
Yeah.
Every once a month. And the first time we did it, gangbusters, full place, fantastic. Then the next time we did it, about half the people showed up. Then the next time we did it, like half of the people showed up. And it's like, you can't, because like your people not showing up and then you standing on stage being annoying to the people that are there just to drink coffee.
I want crazy. Man, so I know that we do actually, and I have to go actually too, but somebody who is like listens to the show in my YouTube channel or whatever was like, hey, my husband, shout out to them if they're, maybe I shouldn't actually say this. I just realized. What? I just realized I shouldn't say this because
listeners here, I'll give you a quick
no,
thing.
Don't. I can't say this. I can't.
No, but I want to say this. I'll give them a little something. One of our listeners did make the T-shirt. If you've ever listened to the bonus episode, we did have a listener that did take one of our suggestions and make a T-shirt, and it says, "I ain't gay, but I would eat a hot dog out of my wife's pussy."
Yeah. And they're going to wear it to the live show.
We're going to sell that. We're going to sell that at our live show.
Yep. No, we're not. We're never
going to make that shit.
I have to go walk my dog now.
All right, boys. All right. We'll see y'all next week. Goodbye.
Bye.